Giovanni Pelletier. Thousands of people are following this story in hopes that he would be found safe and brought home. A North Carolina mom and her fiance head to Florida with their family for a vacation. Her older son, Gio, was planning on meeting up with family members he's never met before on his father's side. The family members drive from Men's, Florida to Inglewood and pick him up at 1:30 in the morning. Several accounts say that they were heading to Brevard County, but not even 30 minutes into the trip, something happens. There's several accounts, so many disputes on the story of what happened that night. So according to those cousins, they were smoking marijuana. He started to panic and then pulled out a knife. According to his mom and his aunt, this is not something he would do. Totally not his characteristics. While Bridget was sleeping, she received a text from her son that said, "Mom, help." He sent a FaceTime and tried to call her. She had mentioned before how she was really uncomfortable about the idea of him going there, but she had to study for a test. She was tired, so she went to sleep. It wasn't until 6:20 the next morning that she got these messages. She called the police, and the police got to work. Sadly, it didn't seem like the police were taking this very seriously, and the mom was having trouble getting the search resources to find her son. In fact, the reason her son is found is because she found him. At least that's what she claims on her social media. If you read a news article, well, it's the police that discovered him and located him and did all that tough work. The police are trying to keep it on the down low, that is certain, and that could be for a good reason. If the police are actually doing their job right now, they'll be pulling GPS information, putting everything together, and trying to figure out exactly what happened to Gio. According to Manatee County Sheriff's Office, they are kind of making the determination not on 100% official identification, because actually the autopsy is scheduled for Sunday, tomorrow. So the remains that they found on I-75 and State Road 70, they believe do belong to Gio, but the determination is made basically off of the evidence collected at the scene. Let's not forget that mom said that their team is the one that actually discovered him. So I'm thinking she would know her child. So just remember, a positive identification is pending further testing and an autopsy, which is scheduled tomorrow. This is not at all the way that we're hoping it would go, but most of us, especially those that cover these kind of cases, had this bad feeling that most likely this is the way it would go. Interestingly, they say this retention pond was nearby where they discovered his backpack and phone. Now, according to the cousins, this guy, he just got out of the car and walked off. Firstly, you got to consider the fact of how far they let him out. Compare that time to the text messaging. And I think what they're going to find out is it doesn't add up at all. They've already got a few statements from the cousins and whoever else was in that car, because we haven't gotten solid information on that. So whatever they've said, which has been a few different things, are kind of concreted in. Now it's up to the evidence. Whatever the police uncover, what they can figure out happened that night, and if they can determine the cause of death, any, bits and pieces of GPS information that doesn't add up to what they told them, knowing the route, the times, talking to witnesses, and I'm guessing maybe a few weeks or so, they'll actually have something more to tell us. Now, guys, I don't have a script to go on right now. I'm just kind of freeing it. I just wanted to make sure that those of you that were following this case are aware that they did locate, they believe, the remains of the missing 18-year-old It just doesn't make sense what could have happened. He was just meeting these people. They had just picked him up. He talked to him a few times a few weeks before he come down. Like I said, if the clues are true, he had smoked weed, he panicked. Maybe some of you believe it could have been laced. Did it activate a psychosis moment? What happened? It just doesn't make sense, because if it was something like a dire need that he needed some kind of help, why not take him to someone? Why not go to the ER? Why wait until an hour later to contact the mom and never try to even contact her again? Whatever happened just minutes after he got into the car. It's just an incredibly horrifying and sad story, and I just feel like maybe it could have been prevented altogether if the guys in the car, if I just don't know. We don't know what they did. We don't know anything, but guessing, we're just hoping, maybe they would have did the right thing. Some of you were worried about the gators, and all I can say is thank God it was where it was, simply because of that. Because in Florida, gators travel at night. I know, I see them all the time. Gators are constantly on the move, especially at nighttime, and they go pond to pond. You got to remember that this little pond area was near the highway. I have not seen many gators who like to cross roads. They have, but it's not very often. It is Florida, and all I got to say, if it's true, if the mother and her team are the one that located him, good for them. That is what a true mother does. She doesn't give up, and she gets the job done. We're sending our love out to the family, and before I close out, I want to thank everyone who has shared these videos, who have liked and commented, shared your thoughts. I appreciate it. And also, let's go ahead. We still have other people that continue to go missing. People like Summer Wells, Jasmine Robinson, and Dulce. Again, we're sending our love out to the families. We hope you guys can get through this together. And stay strong, guys. Hang in there, because you still got to fight ahead. Bye, guys.